Let's be honest, if you're learning Polish, you know that adjective endings can feel like some kind of secret code, right? They're always changing and it feels impossible to know which one to use. Well, guess what? We're about to crack that code. By the end of this, you're going to have the master key to finally understand why they change and, more importantly, how to get them right. Okay, so let's get right into the mystery here. We've got one simple adjective, nowy, which just means new. But look at this. It shows up as nowy, nowa, and nowe. A new car is nowy samochód. New coffee is nowa kawa. And the new sun is nowe słońce. What is going on? Why does one word need 3 different outfits? Let's figure it out. And the answer, the master key to this whole puzzle, is grammatical gender. Now, in English, we don't really think about nouns having gender. But in Polish, it's a huge deal. Every single noun, I'm talking a table, a car, a coffee, is either masculine, feminine, or neuter. And here's the critical part. The adjective has to agree with the gender of the noun it's describing. It's not random at all. It's one of the most fundamental rules of the language. So let's start with level 1, the singular forms. And thankfully, this is where the rules are super straightforward. We have our 3 genders, and each one has its own special adjective ending. Let's break them down one by one. First up, we've got our masculine nouns. For these guys, the adjective is going to end in either "e" or "e." So for example, a big table is duży stół, and a fast train is szybki pociąg. For now, don't worry too much about why it's "e" or "e." Just remember, if the noun is masculine singular, you're looking for one of those 2 endings. Simple as that. Now for the feminine gender, and honestly, you're gonna love this one because it is beautifully simple. The adjective ending is always "a." Always. A big book? Duża książka. That new coffee from our original puzzle? Nowa kawa. If you know for a fact the noun is feminine, you know the adjective ends in "a." It's a super reliable rule. And rounding out our singular team is the neuter gender. For these nouns, the adjective will end in "e" or "ije." So a big city becomes duże miasto, and a Polish beer is polskie piwo. See? Again, pretty simple and consistent. And that's it. Those are the 3 basic rules for all singular nouns. So here's a quick recap of level 1, all laid out for you. Masculine gets "e" or "e." Feminine gets that super easy "a." And neuter gets "a" or "e." You've pretty much just mastered the singular forms. But what happens when we start dealing with plurals? That's where things get really, really interesting. Because here's the thing. Polish has this big secret when it comes to plurals. It doesn't just have one single plural form like we do in English. Nope, it splits all plural nouns into 2 totally different categories. And understanding this split, well, is the biggest aha moment you'll have in Polish grammar. Let's get into it. Okay, so this is the secret sauce. On one side, you have something called masculine personal. This is a special category used only for groups of people that include at least one man. On the other side, you have non-masculine personal, which is basically the category for, well, everything else. You might hear people call this the siadae versus te distinction. So you're probably wondering, what the heck falls into that giant everything else bucket? Well, it's a lot. It includes plural groups of women like kobiety, and plural books, książki. It includes neuter nouns like children, dzieci, or cities, miasta. And this is the really important part. It also includes masculine nouns that aren't people, like dogs, psy, or cars, samochody. They all get thrown into this one big group together. All right, you with me? Let's move on to level 2 and really see how this works. Now that we know about these 2 different plural categories, we can finally look at the adjective endings for each one. This is where all that code cracking really starts to pay off. Okay, for the masculine personal category, remember, that's our groups with men. The adjective ending is I or ye. Now, hold on a second. Do those endings look familiar? They absolutely should. They are the exact same ones we saw for singular masculine nouns. That makes things so much easier to remember, right? Let's watch it in action. In the singular, we have młody chłopiec, which means a young boy. Now, to make it plural, young boys, it becomes młodzi chłopcy. See that? The adjective ending changed from to e. That's because boys are a masculine personal group. It's following the rule perfectly. So what about the other side, the non-masculine personal category? Well, the rule here is so simple, it's almost beautiful. The adjective ending is always, and I mean always, e. That's it. One rule for everything in that giant bucket. For women, for cars, for books, for dogs. If it's in this category, the adjective ends in E. Check out this example. A new car is nowe samochód. Now, car is a masculine noun. We know that. But, and this is the key, a group of cars is not a group of men, is it? So, in the plural, it falls into the non-masculine personal category. And what's the rule? The adjective has to end in A, so it becomes nowe samochóde. See how that works? Let's do one more just to lock it in. A pretty woman is ładna kobieta. In the plural, pretty women are a group of, well, women, so they also fall into that big, non-masculine personal category. And the rule is exactly the same. The adjective ends in E. So it becomes ładna kobieta. It's so consistent once you know about this. So the entire secret to plurals really just boils down to this simple table. There are only two paths you can take. If it's a group that includes men, that's masculine personal, the adjective will end in I or yai. If it's literally anything else, non-masculine personal, the adjective always ends in A. That's the whole secret right there. All right, it's time to put it all together. This final chart is your master key. This is your complete overview that connects everything we learned about the singulars to the rules for the plurals. This is where it's all going to click into place. Just look at how this all flows together. On the left, you've got the three singular genders we started with, right? Now, just follow the lines over to the right. See how masculine person flows directly into the masculine personal plural? They keep their endings. But then look what happens to everything else. Masculine other, feminine, and neuter all merge and get funneled into one single category in the plural, that huge non-masculine personal group, which always takes that simple E ending. And that's it. That's the entire system on one slide. And just like that, you've done it. You've officially cracked the code of Polish adjective endings in the nominative case. It wasn't some random mess after all. It's actually a pretty logical system once you see how it's built on gender.